Anything in life that you put your mind to, you can do.
The more risk you take, the luckier you get.
You know, I guess one person can make a difference.
Nothing's ever going to be given to you. Everything's going to be earned. If you don't go out there and put in the work, you don't go out and put in the effort, one, you're not going to get the results, but two, and more importantly, you don't deserve it.
Right now, every single one of you out there have exactly what you deserve. You might think that life is unfair. You might think that life dealt you a bad hand, but I'm here to tell you life will give you exactly what you tolerate. And if you've been tolerating mediocrity, you've been tolerating average, you've been tolerating this victim mentality that you're carrying, then guess what? You have exactly what you deserve.
I wish someone had told me in my 20s, Mel, take the biggest risks of your entire life right now.
So people need to learn to take one big risk a day. And that could be walking up to someone and saying, would you like to go out on a date? You know, like practice that risk muscle. Whatever the feeling of risk is to you, every day take a risk and build up that risk muscle, because risk is where success comes. Every single day, if you take a risk, a year from now, you'll have some sort of success. If it's like sales, you'll probably get a sale. You know, take risk.
The world is your oyster. That's all I tell people. While you're on earth, especially if you're not incarcerated, you got to take advantage of this. Do what you do to the fullest and live your life and just be happy.
You don't need talent. You need discipline. I can outwork everybody. That's what it takes. I can't dunk, but over here, everything that I want is over here in this fucking pile of shit. Hard work, dedication, sacrifice. I can do that.
Whatever position you put yourself in, you got to work yourself out of. Rose ain't gonna cry. We finna grind our way out of this until we own everything we want.
But I am back from under the ground.
When preparation meets opportunity, you know, nothing is impossible. You know what I mean? You can achieve anything.
I don't know what that dream is that you have. I don't care how far-fetched it might appear to be. I don't care how disappointing it might have been as you've been working toward that dream. But here's what I know. That dream that you're holding in your mind, that it's possible. See, sometimes we can't say, I can do that. But what we can say, that it's possible that I can have my dream as we run toward it, as we work on it day in and day out.
You get adversity. If you build yourself back, it's only going to make you stronger, even if it doesn't work out. But a lot of times it does, if you really pursue it.
Saying I'm going to do something, putting it out there for the world to see, and then going out and doing it. There's no better feeling in the world than that. And it's as easy as that. Say what you're gonna do and go and do it.
And in your 20s, you can get so scared and you can be so easily lulled into the idea that good is good enough, that feeling safe and comfortable is what you should always be looking for. That way of thinking in your 20s in particular, dead wrong. I want you to start to create this mindset of taking risks and going big. Because the only constant in your life for the rest of your life is change.
You might say, well, what's the right way of being in the world? And it's not acting according to a set of rules. It's attempting continually to transcend the flawed thing that you currently are. The meaning in life is to be found in that pursuit.
If you let people's perception of you dictate your behavior, you will never grow as a person. But if you leave yourself open to experience, despite what others think, then you will learn and grow.
Every man has two lives, and the second starts when he realizes he has just one.
If you laugh, you risk appearing to be a fool. If you place your dreams in front of the crowd, as we do, you risk ridicule. If you go forward in the face of overwhelming odds, you risk failure. But risk must be taken, for the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing, has nothing, does nothing, is nothing. That person may avoid suffering pain and embarrassment, but that individual will not learn, grow, feel, love, or change. Only the person who takes risks is truly free.
I was born in Jamaica with nothing. I live in a wooden shed, zinc roof. Look at me now. Look at me now.
When you're stagnating in a business and you're plateaued and you don't know what to do, it's very painful. When you're declining and you also don't know what to do, it's very painful. And so that means that all conditions of reality are painful. And so if pain is a prerequisite for reality, then it means it's just a signal that we are alive. And so in thinking about that, rather than pain as a problem, it is a signal that I'm breathing. And then becomes irrelevant.
You learn nothing from success. Nothing. You learn everything from the failures. And this is the thing that annoys me about the state that the world is in at the moment, is no one talks about failure anymore. It's like shame. Like, failure is shame. And it's like, oh, let's just bury that and not talk about it. No one goes, oh, what do we learn from this? Whereas with success, everyone shouts about it. But there's nothing in success. Success happens from failing hundreds of times.
You can't expect everyone to see your vision as clear as you do. That will never happen. So we got to accept that. I accepted it, but we're going to put in even more work. And once the time comes, whoever counted me out, I'm going to just prove to you, you couldn't count.
You see that chair? Chairs didn't always look like that. Somebody had that idea. Why not you? So when you walk out and what I make them do, ask yourself, why not me? Why can't I be the one to change the world?
Ask the question when you're thinking big, why not you? And answer it. I'm not just doing this motivational video. Why not you? Why shouldn't you win? No, forget motivational. Let's get logical. Why not you? Actually answer that.
My advice is you have to find a dream that's so big that it overwhelms all of your fears and causes you to never give up. Now, you're going to think about quitting no matter what you do. I mean, I've thought about it many times.
That I know what I must do. It's just, I'm afraid to do it. Even the smallest person can change the course of the future.
Why not? Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why. Why can't I do that?
Why can't you be somebody that can do something in your business that's never been done before? Why not you? Answer it. So give the argument. Logically, here's why not me. Because I don't work hard enough. You can fix that. Stop being lazy. Well, whatever, but because I'm not that good in sales. You can learn sales. But why not you? Truly get into it. Then give the other argument. Why not you actually doing this?
It's the what if I can pull off a fucking miracle. What if I can become someone that no one thinks I can be? And just me talking about that, I have the hair going up on my arms because it makes me just like, what if?
The people who are obsessed are the ones who change the world. At least change their world. So a very close friend of mine did all the Olympic teams, nutrition and supplementation stuff for a country overseas. And he said, you know the difference between champions and everyone else? And I was like, what? And he said, everyone always looks at them and says, what do champions have that I don't have? And he said, they have it backwards. He said, it's what do champions not have that I have? It's what do they lack? And it's an off button. They just don't stop. And so in dealing with the gold medalists, he's like, they just never stop. They just can't stop. Everything in their life is geared towards one goal. And so finding that thing, and they approach everything in their life that way. I think that that level of obsession around like everything that you touch on a daily basis is required for really getting to where you want to go.
You want to become best, you want to become champion, and now you want to say like you tired. Who cares? You tired or not? Nobody care about you. Even you, if you're gonna watch fight, you just watch fight. They walk out inside the cage, they fight, and they leave. You don't know what happened behind the scenes. This is not your business. Nobody care about this.
While you're here, write down at least 5 reasons on why you deserve your dream, on why you won't give up, what's going to make you unstoppable, why you must be unreasonable, because logical, practical thinking says you can't do it today. But if you want to produce unreasonable results in your life, like living your dream and taking charge of your destiny, you've got to be an unreasonable person. You've got to be an uncommon person.
If there's no chaos in my life, I create it. Like I like to create chaos. I love stress. I don't even consider it stress. I like to solve problems.
That's how you're wired.
And I like to win.
Yeah.
And when you fucking tell me this is horrible and this isn't gonna work, I love it even more.
Then you
that's
really
what
dig
fucking, that's what really gets me going.
But we have to start taking responsibility for ourselves. We have to stop putting it off and making excuses for why we aren't where we want to be. Yeah, we all have unique hardships. Yeah, we all have frustrations. Yes, some hard things happen to you that haven't happened to me, but guess what? There's some hard things that have happened to me that will never happen to you. And we all have a choice to make. We all get to choose. What hard are we gonna have?
It's all on you. And as long as you get that, the rest of your life get better.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
For me, the thing I live by the most, phrase that I've always repeat to myself is, this too shall pass. And for me, that's just That's been a good mechanism to, help go through my life. When you have the lowest lows, a lot of people stay in that place and they never recover from it. But vice versa, when people have the highest highs, they think that it's going to last forever. So always keeping that in my mind, that this too shall pass, whether that's good or bad. It's been a good remedy for whatever life throws at me.
What do you hope your legacy is?
To be forgotten.
Do you think you'll be forgotten?
Because there's ego in memory, in the memories. Who designed the sidewalk? Who designed the water fountain? Who designed the stop sign? Who designed the stoplight? These things are so ubiquitous that the person that designed them is forgotten. If it's a good idea, it's a God idea.
I came with this thing called perform without purpose. And so many people, they need to have a 5K, a 10K. I need to have a course in front of me. I need to have something in front of me for me to get my fucking ass up and do some shit. And that used to be me. And people miss out on this, man. The purpose, we're all looking for this golden purpose. Is it this? Is it that? Is it making money? Is it my family? Motherfucker, the purpose is you. We forget that. Every fucking day I wake up and I don't want to do some fucking shit. I'm like, okay, man, do you want to be a bitch today? Do you want to feel like a little bitch? Do you want to walk around all day knowing that you could, but you didn't? It's perform without purpose. You have to learn how to get up and do shit when you ain't got no 5K, no 10K, nothing. Nothing exists. Your life sucks. You're in the dungeon. But guess what, motherfucker? I'm still going to get it. Because when that time comes, the time is going to come. When that purpose is there, you'll be ready.
Maybe someone's don't like me, but because maybe I'm too good. I don't know why.
I truly believe that if you work hard enough at something, I don't care what it is, that you can really become an expert. You can become great.
But it doesn't just happen overnight. You have to be rubbish. And you have to have people laugh at you. And you have to have people go, oh, come on, get a real job. No, this isn't really going to work. You have to, and you just have to have belief that eventually it is going to get better.
If you believe in yourself, and you actually believe, if you genuinely believe in yourself, you are 75% already there towards your goals. Like you will accomplish them. If you believe yourself, put in the work, it's done.
Let me be very clear. I'll never give up. Never.
God damn it, an entire generation pumping gas, waiting tables, slaves with white collars. Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes, working jobs we hate so we can buy shit we don't need.
Well, it happens small until it happens big. Tiny little things repeated over time is what produces dramatic change. And it's like this curve, it's like this very slow curve until it asymptotes up. And when you drill that down into the tiniest little things that you're doing every single day and try to repeat that with just rigorous, relentless consistency, that is how you move mountains, that's how you build mountains, that's how you change your life.
But decisiveness, moving forward quickly on decisions, as quickly as you responsibly can, is how you increase velocity. Most of what slows things down is taking too long to make decisions at all skill levels.
If you're trying to do something meaningful, if you don't have the mindset that you're the best ever, you failed already. And that's been my mindset since I can remember. That will be my mindset as long as I can remember anything, that I am the best ever at what I do. And every day that I step on the basketball floor, I will strive to be that. But my mindset will always be as such, as I am the best to do what I do. But before you can ever reach anything, you have to believe it. You don't just mistakenly become great at something.
I'm that kind of person say, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do 100%.
Yeah.
No in the middle, no 90%, no, I'm 100%. I always try to do my best and try to do my everything. And I think because I love what I do.
A lot of times people don't want things forced on them, but sometimes you gotta nudge it. You gotta keep at least giving them the information, and it may take them a while to actually try it. When I think about change, right, I just think about stacking days. Just keep stacking days. Just keep stacking days. As long as you keep stacking days, I promise you, you will see the change. But my coach used to always say, everything that you want is on the other side of hard, right? He had another, I think I said in the book, he said, reps removed out.
It's so interesting. It's a prison you've built around yourself that you don't know is there. And I reflect on that video. Have you ever seen that video of the ant in the pen? They get an ant on a piece of paper, plain A4 piece of paper. And the guy on YouTube, it's like got millions of views on YouTube, just with a biro, draws a circle around the ant. And the ant runs to the edge of the circle, and believes it's trapped. And it will not cross that line. It will not cross that line. Looking down on it from a bird's eye view, you go, oh no, it's just a figment of its imagination. And I reflect on that always in my life and go, we have drawn circles around ourselves. And those circles are determining how far we push, how far we aim, the things we decide to do. But they are just figments of our imagination.
I think you have to work every single day. I think that's where your confidence comes from. Because when nobody's looking, that's the time that really counts. That's the time that really matters.
Biggest mistake a person can do right now, no matter in which situation you are, is to give up. You might not reach the best version of yourself in this lifetime, but a better one than you are right now.
Nobody believes in me, and I show them what person can accomplish with that determination, with that believe in yourself and everything.
When no one's watching, I work harder than when they're watching. And thinking about it like that has given me this persistent and ever-present scorecard or third party that's like, no one's watching, which means now you have to work because otherwise you're full of shit. As long as you keep going, you bear witness to yourself of what you are capable of.
You get to face a lot of shit, young man. You got a long journey ahead of you because you're going to find out that while your dad did a lot of shit to you, you're going to have to fucking make it on your own.
If you were to go back in time and have a conversation with your 20-year-old self, when you were starting from zero, what's the best advice you would give to your younger self?
If a bird lands on the branch, does the bird trust the branch or does it trust its wings? And the clue, I've seen many birds land on branches, but what I've never seen is a branch break and the bird fall and die. Trust your wings.
You had to challenge yourself. You had to do something out of your comfort zone in order to even recognize that you could become, that you could be, and that you could develop. And often we're waiting to become before we take on the challenge, but it's the challenge that makes us become that person. And I think we resist. If you have opportunities and you don't take them, that's a disservice. Some of us, and we'll sabotage ourselves because we'll say, oh, well, I didn't ask for that. And even if you don't have the skills and you don't have the talent yet, or you don't have all of the tools and the abilities, it's gonna force you to develop them.
If you ask people what they regret, especially as they get older, what they generally report is things not done. So they don't regret so much mistakes they've made, although of course people obviously regret mistakes they've made as well. So they don't exactly regret sins of commission. They torment themselves for opportunities that had presented themselves that they did not, let's say, exploit or engage in.
Each of us lives dependent and bound by our individual knowledge and our awareness. All that is what we call reality. However, both knowledge and awareness are equivocal. One's reality might be another's illusion. We all live inside our own fantasies.
Emotional pain is a hell of a teacher, but it won't kill you. Would life be easier if you didn't feel everything so very deeply? Perhaps. But the only reason you're getting the outcomes that you want is because of your depth of thought. And as bad as it feels, this that you're going through right now is the breadth of human experience, and you're alive, and your inner landscape is a fascinating world to explore. So act with curiosity.
Patience. Patience is a skill we must master. Patience is one of the most valuable skills a human being must master, and I'm working hard to master it, and I feel I'm getting there. So time will show all of them.
I've lost in kickboxing, I've lost in boxing, I've lost in life, I've lost in love, I've lost in family. Like, life is, you don't just win all the time, it's wins and losses. So you roll with the punches.
A lot of this isn't your fault, why you do some things you do, why you feel the way you feel. But no one's coming back to save your ass. You have to go back to where the shit started, wherever that place is for everybody, and have the courage to go back there and start fixing what broke you.
I'm crazy, I be thinking, yep. I was crazy enough to believe what the fuck I was saying gonna happen was gonna happen. And that's why I was persistent enough and consistent enough to exist now.
Haters highlight your weaknesses. And if you're smart, you're like, he makes a good point. I do have bad calves. I better start working on my calves. Thank you for that feedback. Now I kick your ass because you pointed out my weakness. What a great consultant. We don't need a consulting firm. We just need to hire new haters.
And so nothing is easy. It sucks, but you have a choice to make. Do you want to sit down and go back to that guy you once were? No. So this is what it takes. It takes that misunderstanding of people, and they'll never get it because they were never David Goggins. So that is what it takes for me to do what I do. It may take you something differently. So for me, everything has to be in the studying. Everything has to be into this. Everything has to be in everywhere I am. It has to be there. Me, focused where I am.
In every human, there's a sense that something infinite has been lost.
A real man is born to serve, period. Masculinity to protect and to serve and to help, and we can't lose that.
There's only one thing a friend of mine years ago taught me when I was coming up, and I was deciding if I was going to do this, if I was going to pursue this life. And he's an Indian friend of mine, and he said, "Ab nahi to kab." And I think that means if not now, then when. So whatever you want to do, ab nahi to kab.
If you want to be really great at something, you kind of have to be out of your fucking mind, but you also have to have an iron will. You don't want to work out every day. There's going to be days you just want to eat cake and sleep, but if you want to get past the guy who eats cake and sleeps, you don't eat cake and you don't sleep.
You're one decision away from changing. You are one decision away from changing. It's a decision away. You're one decision away from changing your life.
You got to figure it out, right? If you really have an obsession to figure it out, you will figure it out, right? And every puzzle is constructed differently, right? AI's situation when he came into the league was different than mine. Mike's situation in Chicago was different than mine, right? Everybody has a different puzzle, man. You just got to figure out your own puzzle.